What is good, horror horde? This is your boy Horror Gamer,
And I'm Gabby.
and welcome to another episode of Horror Haven LLC. And boy, we have one hell of an episode planned for you guys tonight. But before we get into that, Gabs, let's tell these beautiful people where they can find Horror Haven LLC.
Well, Horror Gamer, first and foremost, you can always find us on our Slasher page, slasher.tv. Download the app, search for Horror Haven LLC, friend us, look at all of our posts. We've done a lot of really cool things together. You want to see them. You can find us on Instagram by searching Horror Haven LLC, on Twitter at Horror LLC. Email us directly at horrorhavenllc@gmail.com. And last but not least, join our Patreon. We have several tiers to choose from. You can do $3, $5, or $15. $5 or $15, you choose the show topic. You tell us what we want to watch, and you tell us what to talk about. If you join that $15 tier, you get your own episode as a birthday gift from us to tell you how much we love you.
And I mean, that, where else can you go and get that kind of perk? I mean, that's like the Rolls Royce of perks. Like, not only do you get to host it, like, we're background noise. You're driving the Bentley there.
Well, and not only do you get to host your own episode, you also get a private movie night with us.
Yeah.
That you pick the movie and we watch the movie and hang out with you. Which, I mean, I don't mean to toot our own horn, but I kind of think we're a lot of fun.
I mean, toot toot.
Toot toot.
Just say it.
I'm just saying.
I don't know.
Yeah, and then for your birthday, we get to be your sidekick. How cool is that?
Yeah, you're Batman, we're Robin. You know what I'm saying?
I'm Catwoman, thank you.
Okay, you could be Catwoman. I guess I'll take the Robin role. But nah, definitely check that out, guys. We would love to have you on there. It'll be so much fun. It's just going to be a blast. Now, with all that out of the way, Gabs, I wasn't lying when I said we had a special episode today, and we also have a special guest. Who do we got joining the pod this week?
We have a new friend. His name is Stephen Harold. We found him on Slasher, and we looked at his YouTube page. Every single person that's listening to us right now, hit pause, go to YouTube, and subscribe to The Ginger Snaps here. You will not be disappointed. He is hilarious. He knows what he's talking about. I adore him.
Yes.
What got me was his Halloween Kills trailer reaction. It was chef's kiss. It was amazing. Yes. I loved it. I immediately messaged him and was like, we need you. This is the end of it. If you want to keep up with Steven after you check his YouTube page out, which I know you're going to because he's amazing, you can find him on Facebook at Stephen Harold, or find him on our favorite social media. Plug it one more time, slasher.tv, download the app, search for -m.myers_1978. That is Steven's Slasher page.
Steven, welcome, my friend.
Hi, friend.
How's it going, guys?
Not much, man. Not much.
We're so glad you're here.
Yes, we are.
I'm glad to be here.
Super pumped. Yeah. So I'm just gonna break the ice right out the bat, right off the gate. I like to ask people when they come on here and talk horror, what got you into this genre? Because everybody has their story. Gabs has her story with Halloween 2. Your boy Horror Gamer has his story being 5 years old watching The Exorcist with his dad. That was his introduction. What was your introduction to the horror genre?
So my introduction to the horror genre was, I would like to say it was the Halloween franchise. And specifically it was Halloween 4 and 5 on a back-to-back repeating with my family.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
After that, it was pretty much just a snowball from there.
Yeah. Fun fact about your boy Horror Gamer, Halloween 4 is my favorite Halloween of all time.
That's awesome. I don't really have much complaint for Halloween 4. I mean, it's a perfect gem of one of the films in the franchise, especially with everything that went on, especially that opening. It looks it's definitely one of the best openings.
Absolutely.
So
and I always joke. I don't know if you heard the episode when we were talking about the franchise, the scene when they're on the roof
Mm-hmm.
and they're sliding down the roof like they can't hold on or grip anything. And here comes Michael Myers just walking across it like he's walking across the sidewalk.
Yeah, he's got
Just
he's got some cleats on or something, or
he's something. My man is rocking golf shoes. He's like,
yeah.
you know what I mean? But now that movie was that was for me like that was actually, believe it or not, the first Halloween I've ever seen. So I think that's why I love it so much. It's like a nostalgia thing.
Yeah.
And then, like you said, a snowball effect after that.
Oh yeah.
And you just go back. And then, now, what is your thoughts on 3?
I adore 3.
You do adore 3?
Really?
When I was a kid, I always watched Halloween 2, Halloween 4, 5, 6, and then H2O.
Because that's, yeah.
And then I never could find at Blockbuster, like, where's Halloween 3? And then eventually at some point found it, was like, well, if it doesn't have Michael, then I don't want to watch it. But then I grew up and was like, I might as well give it a watch now, knowing that Michael's not in it. After I watched it, I was like, God, this is a good movie.
You know what? I just I have to watch 3 again because like you're not the first person to tell me this. You know,
I've watched it with you, Harvey. I've seen it 3 times.
You'll watch it with me?
No, I've seen it 3 times. Steven, no disrespect.
Yeah.
I don't like it.
I
I
understand.
do enjoy a lovely mustachioed man.
Mhm.
So I do love me some Tom Atkins in Halloween.
Yeah.
2.
Oh, for
Yeah, hot
sure.
time.
Yeah.
For sure. I'll call you Wendy. So, I mean, like, come on, man. Like, as a doctor, he wasn't really that portrayed as a doctor very well. I mean,
He's a bad
not-
doctor. Yeah. Yeah, that whole thing. I mean,
Yeah.
yeah. Horror Gamer, maybe you and Steven can watch it together and maybe it'll change
Hey.
your opinion.
Maybe. I don't know if you heard, Steven. I had a not so fun experience with the mustachio at a con. Oh my goodness.
He
I might be-
owned Horror Gamers so hard.
Yeah, he owned me. But you know what? Maybe I'm looking too much into it. But now I'm open to watch it again. I mean, fuck it. I did go out and I did purchase the Scream Factory set. And I was like, you know what? Part 3 is a part of the set. Might as well get it. You know what I mean? But it's just, I don't know. Something about Michael Myers Halloween that does it for me. Part 3, I get what they were doing for part 3 because I know they wanted to make it the anthology series after that.
Yeah,
Because Carpenter didn't want to do it too.
exactly.
His story was told, you know this, being a hardcore Halloween fan, his story was told at the end of 1. But
Yes.
everybody begged for another Halloween, and then one more came, and then that was it. They blew the man up.
I
Like
mean,
they shot him in the
he didn't-
face.
He didn't really want to do Halloween 2 at all. He just wanted something else. Like, I think
Yeah.
the project he wanted to do with the fog at the time. So,
Yeah. Yep. And then he was basically forced to do part 2.
Yeah.
Made a great movie, even though, I know part 2 gets some slack, but part 2 is a great one too.
Oh yeah.
That was
And
my
then
first horror. I loved it. I still
Yeah.
love it.
And then that was it. Like at that point, you don't get better than what the hell Michael Myers was he got shot in both of his eyes
Mm-hmm.
and blown the hell up. I mean,
Well, where
At
did
that-
where did Lori know how to shoot? Like, how did she learn how to shoot? that
right?
weapon?
I'm like, shit, Call of Duty didn't exist back then. So how the fuck was she on point like that? I mean, she didn't even look. She's like, and closed her eyes. It was like, bam. I was like, holy shit.
She was on like she was doped up on like medication. I'm
Right?
like, what?
Yeah, she's like stoned off her ass and she hits 2 of the greatest shots in horror movie history.
It gave us a good
Simultaneously.
visual too, with the blood tears coming out
Yeah,
from his
yep.
eyes.
So cool.
That's a
Yep.
kick-ass visual.
Yep.
As a matter of
So-
fact, you
so
guys, I'm actually playing Halloween 2 in the back. I always watch Steven, when a Horror Gamer and I are recording. I always have a horror movie on in the background. I am playing Halloween 2 in the background
Yep.
right now.
Awesome.
She does. Yep. So, but that gets me on to the segue here. Now, 2018 comes out.
Yeah.
Halloween story, kind of like new timeline. You bring back Laurie Strode, you know, and they take away the sister aspect. Halloween 18, I don't know how you feel about it. Great movie. Absolute fun movie, I thought. I thought they did a good job meshing them back together. What'd you think?
So 2018's Halloween, I mean, you gotta remember, I was stuck with the awfulness of Halloween 2 from Rob Zombie in my
Oh,
for damn years.
Preach. Thank you
amen,
and
brother.
good night. That garbage pile
Amen,
of
brother.
disgusting. Thank
Like,
you.
Yes.
even as a Halloween fan, I like walked out of the theater pissed off.
Yeah. Yep. So
So,
did I.
I mean, when it comes to 2018, the hot take, it might be, but when I never watched the first one, and then when I finally did, something felt off.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, it's never hinted in the first one that they're brother and sister. So why did they continue on with this?
Yeah.
And then when I heard the news that they are erasing all the sequels,
Mm-hmm.
I was like, okay. And then it's 40 years after, so it's only a sequel to the first one. I was like, okay. And then they said, yeah, they're no longer related. I was like, thank you.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Thank you for the love of God.
Yep.
And then I watched it. To me, like, yeah, I've said it enough times where I was like, I feel like Halloween 2018 is just sitting on the same pedestal for me as Terminator 2. It's my
Oh, yeah.
favorite one.
Oh, that's so awesome, dude. That's so awesome because I know a lot of people give 18 slack.
Oh,
And
I know.
oh my, it's one of them movies that gets just shit on so bad. And it's like, well, why? It was better, like you said, it's better than that Rob Zombie #2 bullshit that came out.
Mhm.
Like, I just don't understand the slack it got. And then it built up, like it built something special. And then at the end of it, like you sit there and you watch it, and it's that epic scene at the end where, oh, it's a trap, blah blah blah, and then and you're like, oh fuck, Michael Myers dies, and at that point, you almost feel bad for Michael Myers when he's standing up there, like just standing on the steps, and this house is burning around him,
Yeah.
and he's looking, and you're like, man, somebody help that man, that'd be a horrible way to go, and you feel bad for the guy, even though he's done all these horrible things.
For
But
me,
then,
like
yeah.
for me, when it comes to that whole ending, I was just like, please give me more. Like,
Yeah.
don't let this be the end.
Yeah, absolutely. Gabs, we got to hear your part because I know a certain somebody on this podcast who at first when she watched it didn't like it.
Really?
I didn't on my first watch. I was really, really disappointed. I think part of it was that my expectations were so high and it was not anything that I had expected. I actually really liked that they put to death the sibling thing. I always thought that was stupid and tacked on.
Mhm.
Thank
Mhm.
you.
Yeah, I
Thank
really never liked that. But I didn't really find many redeeming things about it on my first watch. In my defense, the first time I watched it, I had a 1-year-old. I was tired. So I remember I watched it on a Saturday night. I waited for my husband to go to bed. So it was already too late for me.
Yeah.
And I watched it when I was tired and grouchy. And so yeah, on my first watch, I wasn't a huge fan of it. There were parts of it that I really liked. On second watch, I liked it a lot more. I still don't think it's anywhere near a perfect film. I really don't. I can't love it as much as I love the others, including 4, 5. And I know that Horror Gamer is going to say some shit, but I liked Resurrection.
Oh my.
Anyway, so I mean, it was okay. But that's what it was for me. It was just okay. It was to me, it was just a little bit too formulaic.
Okay.
And the fact that, one of the things that really bothered me in 2018, and we'll discuss it further when we get into Halloween Kills, there was a bit of a glorification of this toxic relationship. that the granddaughter had with her boyfriend.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't like that.
Mm-hmm.
I thought that was so distracting. And then, you know, the shit goes down with the boyfriend that he's, I'll say it, a little abusive toward her at the dance. She leaves there, and then she's almost sexually assaulted by the boyfriend's best friend. And I'm supposed to feel bad that this kid's on a fence. I'm supposed to feel bad that we can't find the boyfriend. I don't give a fuck about either of them. Fuck them. Fucking predators. Do you know what I mean? Like, it was just, it took me out of it a lot.
Yeah.
And the whole Laurie Strode, she's so hard, but she's so sad and she's so damaged, but she's hard and she's weird. And, you know, it was just like, there were so many things that they were trying to do. For me, it was just too much of a, okay, figure it out. Do you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So, but I didn't hate it on the second watch. I didn't hate it on the first watch. I was just kind of about it on the first watch. The second watch, I did like it more. Maybe on the third watch, I'll like it even more. I mean, that's the thing about a Halloween movie. No matter which Halloween movie it is, whether you liked it or not, you're going to keep watching it.
No, absolutely. At least once a year, at least.
Yeah.
At least.
Yeah.
I mean,
You know?
now you got 12 films to pick through to see which one you want to watch. So,
Yeah, I know. Oh,
They're
and
like
the best part is,
every Halloween movie
and
is like a box of Kraft macaroni and cheese.
it's
Oh,
just greatness and greatness in a pop up. Boom. That's
It's not
greatness.
good, but
But
it's delicious, you know?
yep. I love in 2018 that one continuous shot. You know, remember that one oh, I love that shot when he runs into the kid, walks in, beats that woman with the hammer, walks the fuck out, goes up to the neighbor, goes around the back, stabs her in the back of the neck. Like, that was genius.
So I do have to ask about that scene, what your guys' thoughts on this, because I, at the time, was with a friend of mine and an ex-girlfriend of mine, and we went to go see that movie. And when he kills that girl and swaps out the knife, and then all you hear is a baby crying, and you see him walking towards that baby, I'm not gonna lie, my butthole clenched.
Yep.
So I was like,
for sure.
oh God, don't do this. Don't. And then he walks over like,
yep.
Oh, thank God.
Yeah. Yep. That was the thing. Yeah. Yep. It was crazy. And the thing was, you know what the messed up part was? Until 2018, like, I don't ever remember them depicting Michael killing kids. I'm not talking about teenagers. I'm talking about like kids.
Yeah.
Yeah, he let them all go.
Kids. Yeah, Michael
we're
Myers.
only going by the first one. Yeah, I mean Lonnie or whoever, the boy that was there.
Like, if you remember in like Rob Zombie's Halloween, the first one, he kills the bully.
Yeah, the bully. Yeah, he. I mean, like when he was an adult.
Oh,
like,
when he was an adult, yeah. I've never seen Michael actually full on kill a kid.
No, and then in 2018 when he broke that kid's neck, and I was like, well, what the hell? You know, what the hell's going on? You know, but that was
40 years. He's not fucking around anymore.
Yeah, man, he's pissed. He's locked up for 40 years. It pissed me off too. Shit. But no, like I said, 2018, in my opinion, had one of the most iconic scenes just with score alone. And that was the scene on the gate. Remember when he was hanging there and then she walked up and sees him?
Yeah.
That fucking song literally made my butthole pucker. Like, as soon as she walked up, saw him, they played it, and then he walks out. I'm like, oh my God, this scene is amazing. And it's just like score.
For me, that whole soundtrack, because like I have an app that I bought, like, download all these movie soundtracks, and the Halloween 2018 one was there, and I downloaded it right away. And that track, The Shape Hunts Allison,
yes,
possibly the greatest addition to the Halloween franchise in terms of a soundtrack.
Yes,
that there was. Like, I remember in that theater, I was like, I gotta find out what this track is, and now it's my.
Oh, dude, I'm about to copy you because I love that song, dude. Like, and as you can tell throughout, like even in Kills, they do different renditions of
Yeah.
that track. Like they
Mhm.
slow it down, and stuff. And but that track is just Carpenter as a composer is just insane.
He's a genius.
He's a genius. Like his scores alone are just insane. And I don't I just anytime you hear like a Carpenter like track, you're just like, ugh, I mean, he created one of the most iconic movie themes of all time with what three keys on a piano
Yeah.
or four keys on a piano, and
Yeah,
it's like the
he
most
picked up
iconic.
the 5/4 time bongos kind of style. And
Yeah.
it's the 43 years of us listening to it, like, yeah, that's a Halloween
Yeah.
thing.
Yep.
Right.
Yep. Absolutely. And now that gets me into what I've all been waiting for the evening. Halloween Kills, bro. First off, how did you like it? What are your thoughts on Halloween Kills? I'm excited to hear this.
Okay. So I did my review the same night I went and saw it,
Mhm.
and I had said it was 2 years worth of a wait.
Uh-huh.
I walked into that movie with obviously a fanboy's perspective, but also at the same time dire concerns because of the Rotten Tomatoes and everything. I'm like, well, maybe they messed up.
Mhm.
But walking out of the theater, I gave it a 9 out of 10. I enjoyed it so damn much.
It was, I'm right there. I'm right there on that with you. I almost gave it a 10 out of 10. I think I gave it like a 9.5 out of 10.
Oh,
Granted, it
yeah.
wasn't a perfect, but it was close. It was damn close.
For a
Like,
slasher movie, it's
yeah.
definitely like you're gonna remember it forever, like the prototypical slasher now,
Yeah.
like a more evolved slasher film.
Absolutely. 100%. And before we get into the deets, because we're just going to dive in and we're going to go into spoilers. Anybody who's listening to this podcast right now, if you haven't seen the movie, go check it out. Come back and listen to the podcast, because at this point we're going to be discussing spoilers, parts of the movie, and I don't want the movie ruined for you. It's too good to ruin. So get out there and watch it and then come back and listen. But anything beyond this point, I mean, that's on you, right? It's on you.
I mean,
So
you got two options. You got Peacock in the theater, and I chose the theater. So
yep. I haven't seen it in theater yet. I'm gonna be honest. I wanted to go see it in theaters, but my girlfriend didn't want to go.
Mhm.
She said we will go later. So next week, we're actually going to Gettysburg for Halloween, and there's a theater out in Gettysburg. So I said, well, let's go out there and watch it then. So we'll watch it on like Halloween or something out there in Gettysburg.
Mhm.
But we watched it on Peacock, and like he said, Peacock or theater. You don't want to go out in the theater because of the whole COVID, whatever. You can get Peacock and watch it. So there's no excuse not to see this movie.
Exactly.
None. No excuse. And all right. So now with all that out of the way, Gabs, have you gotten to see it again?
Yes.
Okay. I know the last time we talked, you weren't, it was kind of meh for you. How you feeling now watching it again?
No different.
No different?
Mm-mm.
No?
No, the kills were good. The beginning was amazing. The ending was so tragic that it was effective. It's hard to have an effective tragedy in a horror movie, but it really did. It really knocked you for a loop.
Mm-hmm.
The rest of it, to me, no, I didn't like it. I thought this whole, the community coming together and all of these big speeches and all of that stuff. I mean, the dialogue in that movie was cringeworthy to me. I thought, I gave it a 5. The reason that I gave it a 5 was because I loved how many throwbacks there were.
Oh yeah, it was throwback heavy.
For anybody who listens to the show, we have had a discussion before that I'm obsessed with The Real Housewives, and Kyle Richards, who plays Lindsay, is one of the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. It was really cool
What a
to
great
see her.
return.
What's that?
What a great return.
I mean,
yeah,
amazing.
she did. Yeah,
She killed it.
Oh
yeah,
yeah,
she
for
did.
sure.
Yeah, because she's not a good actress on Real Housewives, but she sure as hell killed it in Halloween Kills.
Oh yeah, that's absolutely, yep.
Yeah, I mean, she did great. It was cool to see if, everybody has their opinions about Halloween 3, but the masks at the
Yeah,
park,
the
that was
callback.
so cool.
Yeah,
They,
that was cool.
because they weren't supposed to be part of the Michael Myers universe. And then for them to bring those in, that was so neat.
Yeah.
And they're the parts that I liked, I really, really liked. I loved it. But the parts that I didn't like, I hated. The whole unnecessary chasing down that poor mental patient.
I can get you. I can get you there.
Horror Gamer, because we watched it together.
Yeah.
You knew I was done
will
with it
say.
at that point.
Well, and you have a point there, because let's be honest, that mental patient was what, like 4'3", and Michael Myers is like 6'2". You know, I know a lot of people joke about it, but it's true. They're chasing Danny DeVito around Haddonfield like that's Michael Myers. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on, bro. Like, I get it. That part.
And Michael Myers would never walk into anywhere asking people to help him. That guy walked into the hospital asking for help. They should have known. Yeah. And I understand that you're scared, and I understand all of these things, and I understand that, like, but I also understand that this should happen 40 years ago. Okay. I get that. I mean, I think that any rational person, their first thought would be, when they find out that the bus crashed and, whatever, okay, well, at this point he's 65. Like, I don't think that it would have been immediately like, grab your pitchforks, we're going after evil dies tonight. If I have to hear evil dies tonight one more fucking time in my life, I am done. Okay.
Listen, I get that.
Tired of it. Anthony Michael Hall, enough with your fucking monologues. We get it. I mean, it was so much. There was so much repeating that it was just like one line was said in the bar at the talent show that was just repeated over and over and over and over and over again.
I feel you.
And I will say, I think that anybody who watches this movie, whether you love it or you hate it or you're in between or whatever, the way that they brought back Loomis.
Oh my God! I was getting ready to say, can we talk about that for a second? Holy shit! Like, I literally, when I thought how they were going to play this out, and I don't know if you guys agree with me on this. I thought what they were going to do is that they were going to do something where it was going to be a prosthetic or whatever, but in the shots, I thought they were going to have like Loomis in the background, kind of like faded out. You know what I'm saying? Like his face and just Michael. But when Loomis walked into that house, looked up at the guy and started talking, and they zoomed right in on his face, I was like, what the fuck? Is that Donald Pleasance? I mean, holy shit.
Well, on Christopher Nelson's Instagram, he showed that they had some guy who was a construction guy for the set, and just loaded him up with makeup prosthetics. And you look at the before and after, it's amazing how much he's done. I mean, like, this guy's won an Oscar, for Christ's sake. Yeah. And like, when I saw that, I was like, that's a pretty damn good close look at Loomis.
I mean, my God,
I was so good that at first I was thinking, how do I not remember this scene? Like, I thought that the flashbacks were actual flashbacks. So I was watching it and I was in my head like, I don't remember this part.
Even the camera work, like even the camera work in that whole entire scene, it felt like it wasn't like, a digital IMAX type of camera. Yeah. It almost felt like a used film.
Yeah, it was that whole flashback, like, they killed it with that flashback. Like, that with, like, even the way they made his mask look. I mean, they were on point with it. Like, the whole flashback sequence, Loomis looks so good. The mask looks so good. I was just like, you go, guys. You getting your shit here. You're getting it. But going
Even
back,
the details of like, the station wagon in front of the house. I was like,
yeah,
okay, they got that down. They got
yeah,
the pin stab in the neck.
in the neck,
They
yeah,
got the piece of the house that broke the window. I was like, these guys nailed this.
yeah.
Oh my
E-
God. They must have
Even
studied
the
it.
wound in the eye. Yeah, even the eye wound. Like you see, they do that little like close up shot, and his eyes
Yeah.
fucked up from
Yeah,
getting
yeah, I
stabbed with
saw
the coat
that. And I was
hanger.
like, whoa, they even got that too.
Yeah, I mean, they did their homework,
Yeah.
and that's very respectable. You know what I'm saying? They
Well,
did
that's
their
why
homework.
it's not a terrible movie to me, though. That's why I won't
No.
give it anything less than a 5, because if nothing else, the amount of respect
Oh yeah.
that is paid to the originals is just mind blowing. That,
Hmm.
anybody else would have come in here and been like, I'm going to do it better.
Yeah.
Not only am
Yep.
I going to capitalize on that, I'm going to blow it out of the water and I'm going to make it way better. And these guys were like, no, you know what? We're going to do it, but we're going to do it right.
And
Well, I mean, Rob Zombie, if he took a crack at that, he would have probably put, his wife as a cop or something. Like that.
yeah,
So,
his wife. Yeah, his wife would have. Yeah, exactly. It's just, I don't know. Like, I mean, and the thing is, I didn't mind Rob Zombie's first rendition of Halloween. It was okay.
Yeah.
It wasn't the greatest. It was okay. But god damn, that second one was fucking. Oh, pisses me off to this day. Even talking about it still pisses me off. But no, like Halloween Kills felt like a movie from the fans to the fans kind
yeah.
of deal. Like a fan made this movie for the
I
fans.
think that works for it, and I think that works against it.
Yeah.
I
And the
think
thing
that
is,
you're right. I think that
yeah.
it is by a fan for fans, but I think that
Mhm.
it's by a fan.
But I love the fact that though, I love the fact that the critics hate it. I love the fact that the critics hate it because you know what, motherfucker, it's not for you.
Yeah.
It's not for the critics. It's not for your critics. It's for your fans.
Well, I mean, like even half the critics' reviews, there's one where I remember seeing where they were like, it's like, I don't know what the heck this movie's about. There's just so much grotesque killing. Like, what movie did you think you were watching?
Exactly.
Exactly.
It's
Yeah.
called Halloween Kills. What do you think he was going to take people trick or treating or buy them ice cream?
What, you thought it was Mary Poppins with Michael Myers? In it?
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Michael
Yeah, I'm
Myers is
not
going
a
to go around
slasher
granting
fan,
wishes.
but I'm a Halloween fan. So
I know
I
you
know
are.
that when I go into a Halloween movie, I want blood.
Oh, and
You
speaking
know?
of blood, this had a lot of it.
This is
Oh man,
probably a contender for possibly, like, to me, it outdoes Halloween 6 and Rob
Yeah.
Zombie's Halloween 2 with the gore.
yeah. Oh, absolutely, absolutely. I mean, that firefighter scene alone. He took out 12 firefighters.
Yeah. Oh man, like I was waiting for that scene. Even like I don't care if the trailers even showed little bits of it. I still was just in complete awe that he's walking out of the house unscathed. Well, I mean, a little burnt and
A little
whatnot,
burnt.
but
Yeah.
like he's walking up to those firefighters, and I do love the reaction that the firefighters already anticipate. This guy's not supposed to be here.
Mm-hmm.
He's got one of our Halligan bars.
Mm-hmm.
Killed 2 of our guys. We're gonna put this guy up.
Yeah.
And Mike's like, all right, bring it.
I love the fact that the instinct of the guy holding the hose was to hit him with the hose.
Yeah.
Because actual firefighter's hose, that's a lot of pressure coming out of that hose. That'll fuck somebody up.
Yeah.
Like Mrs. Hargamer,
hydrant
she
were they
used to be a
connected to?
firefighter. I don't get what because when they finally got to him, it was like a light
A
shower.
garden hose has higher
Straight-
pressure than that, and I'm on city water.
I also
But-
feel like what they did was because you can change the pressure of all the water from the
Mhm.
fire hose itself. So they probably like, oh, let's just water the deck. And then as soon as Michael showed up, it's like he didn't increase the pressure at all.
Yeah.
Like, okay, now you're just dousing him with water. That's not going to do
Yeah.
anything.
Nope. And then when he hit that dude with the concrete cutter, he went. Oh man! Like after I saw Michael Myers, just the part where Michael Myers grabbed that dude and lifted him up, he just manhandled this grown ass man in full firefighter getup.
Yeah.
You know, that shit weighs 100 pounds by itself, let alone the body weight of the firefighter. But Michael Myers picked him up like a child.
Yeah.
I would have been out at that point, but like, fuck this. There is no going up against this man.
Yeah.
Like,
get my truck and
literally.
get the hell out of there.
Fuck it. I wouldn't even fuck the truck. I would be jogging. I would be, but nah, like that scene with the firefighters, it was amazing. And like, I love the first person view when Michael hit the dude in the face
Yeah.
with that pickaxe part of that tool, and you just see it go in, and then you see it come out, and then the blood squirt.
Yeah.
The camera angles in it were genius. Like, that's literally first person death. Like, that's just about as close to being killed as you can get without being killed.
That's the look you're gonna see when you're gonna get stabbed by Michael.
Yeah, I thought that was amazing. Oh, I thought that was so amazing. And then just the brutality of Michael in this movie, like the scene with the old couple.
Yeah.
Like, that transcended to me that Michael is just, at this point, I think he's just doing it for fun. Because when he broke that fucking light and stabbed that woman in the neck, he didn't even think about it. He said, you know.
I was actually really anticipating, because I went with a coworker, and we do a deal with a lot of those LED lights a lot of the time. So when he drops it and actually you hear like a boom of it shattering, we're like, oh, thank God, because it was just a thud. Like, that's not accurate. But I was happy with that enough as it like, he didn't even like stab it fully through her, like from one end to the other. But I mean, the fact that he slides it right out, and then she's just left there practically slowly dying.
Yeah, bleeding out.
Yeah.
Well, he brings her husband. Yeah. And I love the creativity of it, where he's grabbing a knife, he doesn't like it, stabs him, grabs another one, doesn't like it, stab him. And I'm like, yeah, that's definitely him.
They definitely gave Michael more of a personality in this one.
Yeah. He has a lot more personality in this one. Yeah. But also, like, a lot of people were even thinking about the whole, well, how did he tape up his hand during the whole fire thing? I'm like, he didn't. He taped it up in their bathroom.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, look how fresh that tape was.
Yeah. Yep. And that's when he got caught by the couple, because he was in there taping it up, and then the guy walked in and caught him. Yeah. And so he was like getting himself ready. But yeah, like you said, it almost looked like a kid making an art project when he was stabbing that dude, didn't it? Because he'd stab him and he'd look at him. He's like, hold on a second, I think I can do better. Hold on a second, let me grab that one. Bloop. And
he even gets like off like that, a little slight head tilt when he looks at a knife. Nah, bang.
Yep.
And
yeah.
Can you sing the song?
What?
You would. Please.
He was okay. So I like to think when Michael Myers was doing that to that guy, inside of his head, he was singing, I'm about to whip somebody's ass.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. Now thinking about it now, for sure.
Yeah. But yeah, man, that's just rage. That's just dominance. He dominated those people. And Gabby, what did you say when we were watching it and you heard him throw the guy on the table and the guy go, ooh?
I don't remember. What did I say?
You were like, is he raping him?
Oh.
Dude, sure, Rob Zombie was directing it.
There was a little bit of grunting going on that I was like, what the fuck am I watching? And after seeing the Rob Zombie, it was just like, God, why is this the direction that we're going in?
You hear the oomph, oomph, and she's like, oh my God, is he raping him? That shit was hilarious, man.
I have a lot of complaints about this movie, but I have a lot of compliments for this movie. And one of the biggest compliments, probably the biggest compliment that I have for this movie, is that it is absolutely fucking batshit. So he could have been raping somebody. I don't know. Like,
no, he was dominated. I will say, even though he wasn't raping,
dominated the shit out of him. Yeah,
he was dominating him from the back, but he just wasn't raping him. He was dominating him from the back, though.
Yeah.
But now, Yeah, that scene was just intense. And then I love, I don't know if they did this on purpose or even if they thought it was kind of, but I thought of it as a comic relief moment. Remember the scene in the park with Marion and that couple, that the doctor and the nurse,
I loved them, by the
and,
way.
and Michael's in there stabbing Marion or whatever, and then the guy grabs Michael with the fucking stethoscope, but grabs him the wrong way. And instead of choking Michael, he's pulling Michael closer towards him like a fucking idiot. And then he catches the knife in the eye.
Oh,
And
that
then
was
his
just so disgusting to see. I've seen people get stabbed in the eye so many times, but never like upward in that angle.
yeah, and it's just
Yeah.
like, and his eyes all like, oh,
And
it was so great though.
the whole him twitching, and I'm just like,
Yeah.
oh god.
And that's what
They dragged that out for a
Yes.
while.
Yeah.
but it was
Yeah.
but it was a beautiful thing though. Like you know, your boy Hard Gamer is a fan of the gore, and I love creative kills. My God, that looks real as shit.
A lot
I mean,
of the
did he
kills
really
in this
stab
were
her?
fantastic. I mean, a lot
Oh.
of them were stuff that I haven't really seen much of before. And granted, I don't do a lot of slashers, but I mean, especially the stab to the eye. I've seen a lot
That
of
was
stabs to the eye.
yeah.
That was so
Yeah,
good.
I have to. That was one of the better ones I've seen. But I will have to say, probably one of my favorite kills was his girlfriend or his wife. He's bleep bleep bleep, and then he kicks the door. Blam! Like, come on,
I like
man.
how she
That-
mentioned that she used to fire a gun that big
Yeah.
before, but she can't even land a shot on him. And Michael's literally looking at her like, really?
yeah,
The door right at the gun, pops herself in the head. He comes out, turns his head like you think in that aspect when he's tilting his head at his own little handiwork, he was probably like, I didn't know I could do that. That's
Yeah.
amazing.
Or he's probably like, I just whipped your fucking ass. Like seriously though, like you said, oh yeah, I fired a gun like that. Yeah, I got this. Don't worry. What, 6 shots and ricochets? Like,
Yeah.
bitch, he's sitting in front of you.
Can I ask a question? And I'm being serious. Was that an homage to 4?
Probably.
I
No,
mean,
but
do you remember, Stephen, from Halloween 4 at the end when all of the hillbillies are shooting at Michael, the ricochets?
Oh,
Every
you can actually hear
single
the ricochets
shot
going off.
ricochet.
Where are they hitting? That's
Yeah.
causing them to make that sound.
Yeah,
I thought they're hitting Michael.
yeah. It was just,
Michael,
it
I
was,
want to say
obviously.
that's a little
Yeah.
bit of a little homage. I want to say it is.
I think the mob part's the homage. But I mean the ricochet
The mob
is too.
is the homage to that one for sure.
But no, like I said, yeah, the ricochet thing. But that has to be my favorite kill because my God. I mean, that was the most comical kill of the whole movie. Like, blip, 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 blam!
For me, when it came to Marion's death, I was just kind of like, a lot of people are like, that's a little anticlimactic for her death. I'm like,
yeah,
it kind of feels that way. Yeah. To me, it was
Yeah.
just like, well, she screws up and shoots. All for
True.
bullet at practically nothing. But
Yeah, that
you gotta also remember too, like that scene also, like you also learn that Michael literally just killed another kid.
yeah,
And you don't know how.
yeah,
And it's just like he's holding his mask,
Yeah.
and it's just dripping with blood.
yeah,
And
yeah.
I'm like, yeah, he killed another fucking kid. It's only nice to assume that he decapitated that kid's head, and then the head just fell out of the mask, and he's carrying it.
Well, when he hit
I agree with
the
that.
fucking windshield with the mask and the windshield broke. What if
Yeah.
the kid's head was in that shit? And that's what made the windshield break. I was thinking about that shit too because it was
Yeah.
dripping blood like it was something in it.
Yeah, that's
A mask is not gonna break a windshield. I don't care how hard you hit the windshield with a fucking mask. But if
yeah.
there's a head in it and you hit the windshield,
Well, I do see like maybe there was no head because when she shoots it, that thing goes flying, and I'm
Yeah.
just like, okay, maybe there wasn't a head in there, but I mean, like, just the gruesomeness of it. It was just like, yeah, I think there is a head in there.
I think so too.
There is
There were a few parts
a
of
head.
this movie that I feel like were like, holy shit, enough.
I listen. I loved it.
Like
Like
with the gore and with the graphic, and it was like,
Nah.
okay, you guys.
Never. Nope.
The
There's
multiple
never enough
knives in the
gore.
back, I think, was really funny.
That was funny. Oh yeah.
But like, okay, you're on the window glass. All right.
Oh, when he fucking cut that dude's jugular on the window.
Yeah.
That
Big
was
John
awesome.
and Little John, like, I don't know. There were some kills. Oh, and Cameron, the abusive boyfriend.
Oh well, no, we'll talk about that here in a couple minutes because I have thoughts on that one.
Okay.
Okay.
That one, yeah, that one. But no, the one with the jugular was cool. But I thought what was really gruesome too, and it wasn't even a Michael Myers kill, was when the dude jumped out the window at the hospital. When Danny DeVito took the head dive out the window to
It
escape
was
the mob.
so sad.
So I'm gonna probably make it worse for you guys. The actor,
Yeah.
Rob Bacon, had passed
I-
away this
yeah.
year. He's the
Yep.
guy who played that guy, and
Yeah.
I completely forgot about that.
How did he
Yeah, I
die?
did too.
Seeing that scene and then being reminded of it, and I was
Yeah.
like, oh no! Like it's the one scene I like I could see Michael kill dozens of people and not get fazed by it, but the fact that this guy just commits suicide,
To
probably
get
didn't
out
even
of
know
it.
what he's doing,
Yeah.
and to see the effect, like kudos to the effect, but just the whole wherewithal of how it led to that, it upsets me because it's like, oh god, this could have never happened.
Happen exactly. And you know what I think made that scene even more powerful? Going back to Carpenter's score, man.
Yeah,
The song that they played, which was, I believe, wasn't it a rendition of The Shape
yeah, it
Hunts
was the
Allison?
same rendition of it where, well, he made it a lot more softer.
Softer and slower and
Yeah.
just like and that's that, like I said, again, that's the beauty of Carpenter's score. He can take one thing, make it scary as all get out, but then take that same score and make it into like something that you feel like, oh my God, this guy just killed himself, and in the score and just that same song brings sadness now when you hear it. Or
Yeah.
that
It was
rendition of it.
unnecessarily long, that sequence. It was unnecessarily tragic.
Yeah.
It was, well, I think we've talked about this before. We've talked about this with Halloween movies, Horror Gamer.
Mhm.
Let's not get political, Halloween. Okay.
Mhm.
I don't need a social commentary.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And if this is some kind of a commentary on what's going on with the world today,
Yeah.
fuck off.
Yeah.
Come
I'm
on.
yeah,
Give
I'm the
me
same way.
Michael, give me kills. Don't give me that this poor guy, and his nose hairs were so long and he was so old. And it makes me sad. Everything about him made me so sad. Like he was just a tragic figure. There was nothing about that was
dangerous.
suspenseful.
Or
There was nothing about him that screamed danger. There was nothing about it that added anything to the plot at all. They didn't even have to add that two of the guys got out of it. It didn't matter. Unless in the final that they bring back some kind of a flashback that shows that when the bus crashed, nose hairs like helped him or something, maybe then I can understand, but then even then I won't understand why. That took me out so much.
Well, you got to remember, so Kane in 2018 was the reason why that bus crashed. But like, yeah, I hear what you're saying. I want to see a better extent of how that bus really crashed.
Yeah, like a good flashback. Yeah.
Yeah, like if he's the reason that it
kinda.
crashed, okay, but if he was the reason that it crashed, plus he was murdering on some bitches too, cool.
Mhm.
Yeah.
But like even still, if he was murdering on some bitches, then why did they make him this tragic
Sad
figure,
character.
this sad sack of like, it just,
Wolveriness.
I think that was the point in the movie. Like I hated all of these stupid speeches that everybody was giving. I hated all of that, but like it's a fucking horror movie. Like I'm not expecting the best writing ever.
Oscar-worthy writing, yeah.
Yeah,
And
I'm
that's
not
the thing.
expecting that. So like I can hate the dialogue and still be okay with it. I think that was the part that I was like, you know what? This one's not for me.
You know, funny enough, actually, I had just recently, just last night, just watched Frankenstein, the 1931 movie, and I saw the mob mentality of that movie, and I was like, just going back to the Halloween Kills, and I was like, you know, mobs are just the same, whether what decade or what genre you're in. It's just the whole tragedy happens. You round up a bunch of people, even like Halloween 4, where you just round up a bunch of people and like, or how they call them, beer bellies.
Yeah, beer bellies.
And like, you know, they're going to go gun hoting and let's stop this evil. Yet they got no context of what this evil was.
Yeah.
And like, they think, oh, they know the name Michael Myers, but they don't know what he looks like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
And it's just that whole mentality. Like, I know a lot of people are even saying that it's the social norms of like some sort of political thing for today's audience, where it's like, yeah, they can relate to it, but I'm like, I don't know where you can relate to that, because it's like you don't see a bunch of people going after a mass murderer, serial killer, and not know what they look like.
Exactly.
And go off and then like start killing randos.
Yes.
And be like, I don't think it was him. It's like, you think you don't? You think?
Yeah.
Oh,
and that's the thing, and that's
one of the things.
Yeah. And that's the thing for me that kept it from being intense. You weren't hunting Michael Myers, the serial killer. You were hunting Michael Myers, the name.
Yeah, you were just hunting the, and I will agree with Gabby for sure about the whole Evil Dies Tonight.
Oh,
I agree with repeating it, but to me,
I will say,
we get it. Evil fucking dies tonight. Thank you. Okay.
Like I even like, because I've seen now this movie 3 times.
Yeah.
In theaters. Like my last time was last night, just so I can get ready for this podcast, just have it fresh in my mind, and like I can easily say I was like, yeah, I'm tired of that whole thing too.
It is, yeah. Like
same time, like within the same franchise, it's a lot better than, you know, like what, Tina from Part 5, you know,
yeah, bitch.
or even the 2 cops from Part 5,
yeah,
or dare I say Linda's totally in the first one, like,
oh yeah, or even Busta Rhymes is whoa. That bullshit. Like, come on, bro. Like, God, somebody kill that motherfucker quick.
I loved it.
Oh God, but no, I get it. Like, it sounded like, you know, it was too, the whole Evil Dies Tonight thing was too, like, it felt too polished, too like scripted, like robots. Evil Dies Tonight. Evil.
You know what it felt like to me?
Comes out, they're gonna post that on the back of the movie saying Evil Dies Tonight. You know it's gonna happen.
To me like a commercial. It felt too
Yeah.
commercial to me. It was like every time they said it, it was like, okay, that's the action figure. Okay, that's the sheet set. Okay, that's the beach towel. Okay, that's the DVD box set. That's like, it was just like, okay, you want to make this part of the vernacular, and it's like, you can have a really, really great horror movie. And we've seen a lot of really, really great horror movies that have been so good that they've become mainstream. But the fact of the matter is, a horror movie is a horror movie is a horror movie. You know, Silence of the Lambs and The Exorcist, they get more respect and they get more mainstream respect because Silence of the Lambs, we can have a debate on this later, to me is not a horror movie. It is a crime thriller.
I can agree with that,
yeah, and The Exorcist is straight up horror. And I think that of all of the straight up horror movies that have gotten so much respect, The Exorcist is probably the only one that's actual horror. Or Jaws too, I guess. But you're not going to get that from a Halloween movie. It doesn't matter how good the Halloween movie is. It's still a Halloween movie. It's still a good old fashioned slasher, because no matter how bad you want to get that respect, you're always going to have to pay your respects to the original, which was a slasher movie about babysitters getting murdered. So
it's the same thing with Friday the 13th, you know, and like Child's Play and Nightmare on Elm Street. It's the same criteria. Well, especially with Friday the 13th, because we all know, like, let's not not beat around the bush about it. Friday the 13th is a Halloween ripoff.
Mm.
And
Yeah, Steven.
it is. I mean, like Sean Cunningham even said it himself, like, hey, Halloween's making a lot of movies. Let's rip it off. So,
Yep.
I mean, like, especially with movie critics when they just bash slasher movies, it goes back to that whole. A lot of people enjoy these movies to escape the bad shit of reality.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, like movies like Jaws, movies
Mhm.
like The Exorcist or Silence of the Lambs. They get all this attention, especially like for the Academy Awards, like even to like Get Out or Us or Hereditary or anything like that, just because they were made for the film goers that love film but don't think slashers are one of the best, whereas people like you, me, and everybody else who loves slashers, we hold those up to the norm. We cherish those ones, especially if we watch them at a very young age. We always identify with slashers, and definitely for sure. I mean, like, critics can sit there and say all you want about, like, you know, Halloween and Friday the 13th and Nightmare on Elm Street, but at the end of the day, those fans are going to go watch those movies because it's something that they love. It's something they are timeless to them.
Yep.
So, I mean,
But I
when
would
you think
never,
of,
ever in a million years look to those movies for some kind of a help me out with today's society kind of look. You know what I mean? Yeah. So all of that, it's just like, yes, the world is evil. We all know this. I don't need Michael Myers or Laurie Strode to tell me. I'm here for escapism. And if you want to do all of these parallels to real life, unnecessary.
Well, it's even going back to with all the movies that are coming out now where, you know, they have to have some political agenda to it. I mean, like, I know Candyman, the new one, a lot of people are getting the rep that, you know, maybe Jordan Peele felt that they had to add the whole Black Lives Matter movement in there. And I still haven't seen it yet, but I'm not interested in the whole, Black Lives Matter movement of anything. I always want to go see Candyman for what I remember it as, a slasher movie with a great character. And that's what I go to see it for.
And that's how I feel. Like, I keep that shit out of my horror movies. You know what I'm saying? Like,
okay, I mean, but I think that I don't want to get too off topic though, but like the Black Lives Matter thing, they started that over their lives are real life horror. So so that I can understand adding that into a horror movie because for that audience, it makes more sense. This is where they live. This is their lives. But as far as fucking Michael Myers going political, that'd be like Jason Voorhees coming out with a pro-choice sign over his head. You know,
well, I mean, like, you know, like there's even the people who, like, you know, the feminist movement who say like slasher movies pay disrespect to women all the time. Like, do you know that like I can name off the top of my head, like one Friday the 13th has 2 girls killed and 10 men killed. I'm like, really?
The whole idea behind a slasher movie is the final girl. How can you say that it's bad for women when we always win?
And who started it all? Jamie Lee Curtis.
Yeah.
I mean, look at fucking not Friday 13th, A Nightmare on Elm Street. Freddy's constantly getting his ass whipped by the women.
Exactly.
Constantly getting his ass whipped by a woman. Like, even
number 2.
So, like he constantly, exactly. But like I said, like, I don't know. It's just the way I feel is keep the politics out of the horror movies. There's enough of the shit on TV every day. I go to the movies to get my big ass popcorn, my big ass drink, and watch an hour and 45 minutes of Michael Myers doing what he does best, and that's end lives violently. If you don't like it,
I'd love to see a Halloween movie that's 2 hours.
I would love to too.
I mean, like, I mean, I know it's a little ridiculous for that, but I mean, like, we just saw It and It Chapter 2 go almost 3 hours.
3, yeah.
So like, why can't we get a Halloween?
Watch It Chapter 2 hours because I don't like the long movie.
And the best part about those movies, no political agenda. It was just horror.
Exactly.
It was 3 hours of just good times, and that's what I like. Like, you want to make your politically movies, whatever, make them on your own watch. Don't bring that shit to horror. Like, that's like, I get really defensive about the horror genre in general
Same
because
here.
horror is my life. You know what I'm saying? Like, my name is Horror Gamer for a reason. You know, I don't. It's not just a badge of honor.
Yeah.
It's fucking. You know, I take my horror very seriously, and I hate when political agendas get thrown into fucking horror movies. You know, and especially like I said, it felt like with Halloween Kills, like you hear some of the ridiculous stuff. You know, like with Big John, Little John, those kills.
Oh, you
Oh,
mean where they're talking about how Michael Myers is homophobic?
he's homophobic because he killed Big John, Little John. Well, he's
Like, well,
racist.
okay, well, I guess Michael Myers
He
is a
killed them
racist
because
too.
they were in his house.
Yeah, exactly.
Thank
But
you.
yeah, but there's people
Who said
out
that
there
that was
saying that he's
homophobic? Don't get me
homophobic.
wrong, I
Oh
love my
my
gays,
God, it's
but
all over.
that's not
It's
homophobic.
all.
He killed them
It's
because they were
all
in his
over
house.
Twitter. Exactly, but it's all over Twitter that he's a homophobe
Oh,
because
I
he
remember
killed the
Pennywise from
couple.
It Chapter 2. He's a homophobe, I guess, as well, because of the fact that he killed the one
Yeah,
gay guy.
yeah.
Like, I'm like, okay, I guess he's homophobic too, but no one pays any attention to that.
No, it's because it's Michael Myers, and Michael Myers is a big thing. Like I said, if he's homophobic and he's racist, he hates women. You know,
By the way, Big John
hates
and Little John
animals,
were
he hates
amazing, and I
hair.
miss them.
Big John, Little John were pretty funny.
They were so great. And
Okay,
it was the guy
Kill.
from Mad TV. It was Stewart. Do you guys remember Stewart on Mad TV?
yeah, okay.
Mhm.
So what was going on in my head was the whole like him doing Stewart, and I thought like just from the depths of my mind when he's at the door and instead of him saying like you've come home, I thought he was gonna like let Michael turn around and be like, look what I can do, and then jump. I was expecting it. I was like, wait, no, this is a Halloween movie. He's not playing Mad TV. I forgot
Oh,
about that.
yeah. But can we talk about how violent Big John's death was?
Oh, getting it in the armpit. That's number
Sweet.
one. I'm like, that hurts.
Oof.
But the eye gouging was like,
Yes.
whew. Like,
Oof.
I went and saw it with my brother, and then I saw it on opening night with a coworker, and then I went just by myself last night. And either way, I still got the responses in all three viewings, where everyone was just, oh God.
Oh,
Like,
dude.
yeah.
He went knuckles deep. I'm talking about, he was like
Yeah.
in the third knuckle. He said, you know, oof, that one was rough. And
The
then
kills on this one were absolutely
they
like
were, and now
astonishing.
we're gonna get into Cameron's kill. This is why I wanted to wait a little bit.
Fuck
This
you, Cameron. Bye.
this kill of Cameron. I mean, I was talking to somebody at my job the other day, and I was like, you know what? This kill almost reminded me of like a cat torturing its prey before it goes for the kill. In the way that it was so brutal, the way he was bouncing his head around. You know how you see like a cat pawing at like a mouse
Yeah.
before he kills it and shit? That's what like I was thinking the whole time, like, dude, this is an alpha predator basically playing with his prey. Because you know, at any second, Michael Myers can just end this kid.
Yeah.
Just end him without moments hesitation. But he's sitting there making him feel every ounce of pain that he can. And almost like he was physically toying with Cameron and mentally toying with Allison. Like, look, almost like looking at her like, look what I can do. And you can't stop me.
Yeah, for
You know?
sure. I took
You
that
want to stop.
like I took that kill as a pretty much like a whole like, see what I'm doing? You see what I'm doing? Yeah, I'm coming for you next. And when she's
Yeah.
like, you know, come get me instead, you see him like, all right, and then he goes down the stairs, and then you see him just turn his head right
Mhm.
to Cameron. And you know, even her saying, leave him alone, he's like, okay, and then just
Oh
Yeah.
God.
Yeah.
Exorcist his ass.
Yeah.
Shit. I was like, I knew. I even told my girlfriend when we were watching, I was like, he's gonna fuck him up before he goes down them steps. You watch, because I think he's still alive. But yeah, but
I
like I
thought
said,
he actually had a knife in his hand still, and I thought he was just going to stab him right in the head. I
Yeah.
thought that's what it was, but
I thought he was gonna slice the jugular and then have the blood rain down while he walked down the stairs.
yeah, I thought that was it too. But I mean, like I said, it was just that scene, like that scene right there. Is at that point, I think, is when Michael Myers just like transcended from just a regular crazy dude to just somebody who's like, you can't stop me. There's literally
transcended
nothing you can do.
from a mental patient to pure
Yeah.
evil.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
Pure evil. Because you can't stop me. You want to stop me, but there's no way in hell you can stop me. It doesn't matter what you do. Now I'm gonna kill your boyfriend right in front of you.
It even leads to the whole like him holding Allison just with the knife, like he's about to stab her, and like for some reason he's like hesitating. Like
I didn't like that part. I don't like that. It's in a lot of movies that the killer is right there. And the girl, she's strong and brave, and she's going, do it, do it, do it. No, fuck you. Nobody would ever say that in a million years, first of all.
For sure, for sure.
And
No one
second, like, what are you proving? That part, I actually, on the second watch,
like that was
too, it's
more of
just
an
like, what are you
homage to
proving?
like Nightmare on Elm Street a little bit, where Nancy like turns her fear off on Freddy. Like, I'm no longer afraid of you and everything. I feel like that was just like Allison pretty much saying, I'm not going to back down from you. And everybody, like, yeah, I totally agree with that. It's just like in real life, that's not going to happen. You're going to shit yourself.
Imagine the shock on her face if he did it. Go ahead, do it. What, bitch? Shit, fuck you, like.
Yeah, you think you're gonna talk Michael Myers out of it, stupid? The only reason that you didn't get your fucking face cut off was because your mom showed up.
And can we talk about how she curb stomped the shit out of Michael Myers on them steps? I thought he was dead there. I was like, what the fuck? She said, kablam! I mean, holy shit.
It's bad enough that she gets, like, she stabs him with the pitchfork. Like that's bad enough. And I feel like that pitchfork was an homage to number 5.
I thought so too. I thought that was, and how's that not so cliche? Every mob you've ever seen in horror movies, what's one of the things they have? A fucking pitchfork.
Exactly.
So, okay, if we had homages to 1, 2, 5,
3,
3,
4.
What was the homage to 4?
The mom.
Were there homages to every movie in this?
I want to say that, like, I know in 2018 there's a lot of homages. There's a ton of them. Like, it's like, I want to even say like the whole the gas station, that's totally an homage to 4.
Yeah, absolutely.
The bathroom stall scene, that was homage to H2O.
Yep.
I feel like the resurrection homage was just that one truck that said Resurrection Church or whatever. I feel like that was the only nod to that. But I mean, like, going back to the whole
resurrection.
Like, going back to the the playground where the Halloween 3 masks are, the big 3. Honestly, I said it to someone too. I was like, this trilogy is gonna make Halloween 3 more popular.
Probably.
Yeah,
I mean,
I could see that.
So many people are already buying those masks and just bloodying them up for this movie just to have on their displays.
Well, and it's even gone on record saying that David Gordon Green wants to redo 3.
I would be up for it. I honestly would be up for that.
That's not going to be the third of this trilogy, though, right?
No.
It ends.
Okay.
I mean, well, David
It'll probably be its
Green's
own
already
thing.
dealing with the fact that he's got an Exorcist movie that's a direct sequel to the other one, and I want to know how that.
Yeah, absolutely, 100%. Because Exorcist is my favorite horror movie of all time. Exorcist is my favorite movie of all time. So when I found out David Gordon Green got a hold of it, I was like, okay, he did his thing with fucking Halloween. Hopefully he gives that same TLC to The Exorcist, which I know he will. You know, it's just, I get worried with Blumhouse from time to time, because let's just be honest, Blumhouse can give you some of the best movies like Halloween Kills, Halloween 2018, but then they can give you some fucking absolute stinkers too. Like, what was that one? So yes, Black Christmas and shit like that. So I'm hoping that The Exorcist is that. But back to Halloween Kills, man. That now we're gonna get right into the ending, where she takes his mask off. walks like half a block, and he finds the mask on the ground, and then he gets approached by the mob.
And all the while, that stupid fucking speech from Jamie Lee Curtis is playing.
Monologue, yeah.
Yeah, the monologue of Jamie Lee Curtis. But I'll tell you what, though, I loved that scene, and the reason I love that scene, as soon as Brackett goes, "Hey, Michael, it's Halloween. Everybody's entitled to one good scare." And when Michael picks up the mask and they're playing The Shape Hunts Allison, like Michael knows what's getting ready to go on. He just picks that mask up. He's like, "All right, let's get this shit, guys. You know, I got somewhere to be and people to kill." You know, he puts his fucking mask
Can
back
I
on.
interrupt for one half of a second? I'm sorry. I just have one question. Because I just rewatched it. I finished rewatching it this morning. Were we supposed to see his face, or was it supposed to be blurred? Was his face deformed, or was it supposed to be blurred out when Judy Greer Karen took off his mask?
They were unmasking him subtly in the whole movie. Like, this part you saw was the burnt. Like, the foreign part was
no, but
the
I feel
burnt
like
part.
when you saw the eyes were almost like he didn't have eyes.
Well,
Was that because they were blurred out, or because they want us to see him as featureless? Is he featureless?
They tend to blur him out a lot of it, like especially his face. Like even the bar scene where they're showing the suspects that are still missing at large. They show the Foley's, but then they blurred Michael's.
Mm-hmm.
And going back to that whole mob thing, it's like, why didn't you guys see that face?
Yeah.
That's Michael. That's not this guy. You know?
Exactly.
But even with that scene where he with Karen holding the mask, they blur his face quite a bit, and then when the mob surrounds him, you only see the silhouette of his face, like from the one side where he got shot, and then the next shot where he turns his head, you see that dead eye, the little bit of a crisp skin he's got. I do like the fact that they don't pay too much attention to his face, even though you can kind of see it.
Yeah.
That was like, a lot of people were like thinking like that was the nature of Michael. Like, you can't see his face. Like, no, you can. It's just like the whole, can Michael talk? He can, but he just chooses not to.
Yeah.
But like, going back to that scene, I remember like the first time when I went to saw it in theaters, I saw that the mob got him surrounded. She's, says her gotcha line. And then he's looking around. At first, I thought he was just gonna like a lot of horror movie characters or a lot of people in these mob movies, when they're surrounded, they kind of cower. But I was like, please don't let Michael cower. And the minute he grabs his mask, what I got out of that was that is the real Michael Myers.
He became supernatural.
Back down.
Yeah.
Put his mask back on, and he's gonna be like, all right, who's first?
Yep. And that's the thing. Like, I was talking to one of my coworkers at work. I think at that scene when the mob attacked him, that's when he fully transcended into a supernatural being. Yeah. Like you said.
Do you think he died right there?
Yeah. As a human, I think once he saw the predicament he was in, and once he put that mask on the final time, that right there, as Michael Myers as a human, he was dead.
No, but I'm saying, like, did he die in a way, like, should we prepare ourselves? Do you think, is your theory that we should prepare ourselves for the third and final, that Michael Myers is no longer human?
Yes, I think that at this point, Michael Myers is no longer human, because let's be honest, what 60-some-year-old man is going to get shot in the chest 5 times, beat the hell out of by a mob? I mean, they beat this dude to death. Yeah. There was no ifs, ands, or buts. He was dead. And then he comes back and just destroys this mob like they weren't even there. Yeah, he's at this point, he's superhuman. He's the personification of evil at this point. And I think that's what the beauty of Jamie Lee Curtis's monologue in this scene was. It was preparing you to see Michael transition from a human to a supernatural being.
The one thing it did do was that when she starts that monologue as soon as he was stabbed by Karen, is that she starts this monologue. It's like, you can only beat it down for so long before it gets back up. I was like, oh shit, he's gonna get right back up.
Yep.
So I was like, okay, you kind of just spoiled it a little bit, but I didn't fucking care. I wanted to see him get back up. So funny coincidence, which I felt like no one's talking about, is the whole, he kills Brackett the same way he killed his daughter, a slash in the neck.
Like, that was crazy.
Straight up.
Yep.
And like, oh, I know we brushed past this, but there's even the scene where it flashes back to the 78, and then all of a sudden you see Annie's character dead on the bed on the gurney.
Yep.
And I'm like, that's from Halloween 2. They erased that. But then I saw a lot of people online, they were saying, well, you gotta show what Brackett's emotion was. I'm like, thank you. At least that makes,
because whether
say, oh no, they're putting Halloween back and Halloween 2 back. I'm like, they're not.
No, but what basically it was gonna happen regardless if it happened in Halloween 2 or not. So it was a canon part of the story, because you got to show what happened to his daughter. You know what I'm saying? You got to show him, you know, like you said, it's just, it was going to happen regardless if Halloween 2 happened or not. It's just, unfortunately, they only had a clip from Halloween 2 that they could throw in there.
Yeah, it's like,
you know,
great. I guess we're gonna have to throw this in there, and that's what they did. I'm like, I'm not gonna bash you for it.
No, absolutely not, because either way, it was going to happen. They weren't just going to leave the body sit there. You know what I mean? Like, so, but no, like I said, that ending, like, at least the way I feel, the way I perceived it, was he fully transitioned into a supernatural evil being.
Yeah.
He went from kind of human, like they wanted to make him human, and then he got that beat down, he got shot, and then he comes back right there. He's personification of evil. Like, human Michael Myers is done. So that,
especially
he doesn't exist.
One, like, he's not capable of this stuff at 61. He's totally. It's like what she had said, like Jamie Lee Curtis's character said, which was a normal man wouldn't have survived that fire.
No,
like, exactly, he wouldn't have survived that fire.
Nope. So,
I have to say that I'm a little disappointed that they're going this supernatural route.
I mean, I'm so used,
but as disappointed as I am, I can understand. He's in his 60s. I mean, you can't.
Because I mean, like, logically speaking, like a guy was shot 6 times in 1978 and got up and walked away. Then in this movie, he's shot again once in 2018, and then shot in the cheek, and then shot multiple times, stabbed, beaten. And it's like, realistically, he's not going to survive even just the one, like the gunshot to the cheek. There's no way he would have survived that, especially from the angle that Karen was at. I'm like, that bullet would have went right to his brain.
Yeah,
for sure.
Because it would have went up.
I think what they're doing is they're just gonna get rid of the whole, he's no longer human anymore. He's a supernatural being, but not in the sense of like Jason from part 6.
Yeah,
where he's a zombie. He's unkillable at this rate. Like, he's evil. He's the personification of evil. So how can you defeat evil when you can't stab it, you can't kill it? And now going into Halloween Ends, there's only going to be one way they're going to do it. And I think it's going to be the ultimate homage to H2O, which is decapitation. That's what I'm expecting. They're going to do, Laurie is going to decapitate him. Or maybe Alex decapitates him.
It's going to have to do so, especially if they want to end it. I mean, it's kind of like,
they're going to kill Laurie in Halloween Ends.
I think so
think
too.
That Allison's going to be the last final girl.
I think what's going to happen is Laurie is going to, this is going to be Laurie's farewell to the series, you know, and her character's going to die. And I think, like you said, Allison's going to be the one ultimately to end, you know, the reign of terror. But I would personally like to see Laurie and Michael kill each other.
Yeah, they go out in the blaze of glory together.
Yeah, exactly. And I think that would be the best way to do it. If you want to really pay homage, if you really want to end this story of, you know, Laurie Strode's, Michael Myers story, that's the way you do it. Go out together in a blaze of glory. Go out on top. You know what I mean? But we're
Yeah.
gonna have to see. We're gonna have to wait and see. We got a whole nother year. I'm excited for it. Now, the big shocker for me at the end of Halloween Kills though was he got Karen. I
Yeah.
said, what? Like when she was in the room and he shows up behind her, I'm like, I literally was sitting there like, no,
No, that was
this is
textbook
it.
definition of a twist.
I was like, what? I was like,
So
get it. I
good.
was so pumped. I was so
Everyone's
pumped.
hating on that ending that I see on social media. And I'm sitting there like, why? Because it's a cliffhanger, it's a plot twist, it adds weight to the next film.
Exactly. Like,
And like I had someone talk to me about like, no, the ending is stupid. Like the plot twist makes no damn sense. It's stupid. It's unfinished. All this bullshit. And I was like, you know, what's another unfinished film? Empire Strikes Back.
exactly.
An amazing twist. Darth Vader's Luke's father, but
Yep.
no bitching about it at the time.
Nope.
This movie, Halloween Kills, is kind of like the Empire Strikes Back of this trilogy, especially because Michael killed everybody. The
Yeah.
Empire defeats the whole entire rebellion, and then
Mhm.
they all retreat. And like at the end of this movie, he kills Karen.
Mhm.
You have to add that weight to make the
Yeah.
story for the third film be more anticipated. And I
Exactly.
knew that one of these Strode ladies were going to go, but I had this feeling it was going to be Karen. But then they built her so well in this movie that I was like, maybe they're not going to.
Mhm.
I was
And
hoping
then
it
they
was going to be Allison. She's obnoxious.
pull out Allison.
Yeah.
A little bit, I started thinking Allison was going to get it. I
Yeah.
thought she was going to get it. I was like, especially when she goes down the stairs and breaks her fucking knee. I was like,
Yeah.
her. Stupid.
Yeah.
You should have stayed in the hospital like your mom told you.
But no, yeah, like when Karen got it, and what people got to understand though, this is a fucking bridge film. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
You're not gonna get like epic storyline. You're not gonna get fucking.
You're not going to get a result.
Yes, you're not gonna get a result.
You can't get mad at the
Yes.
middle movie of a trilogy.
No. Yeah, exactly, because it's the bridge from the 2018 story to the end story. And yes, that ending was the best way you could have ended this movie to set it up for Halloween Ends, because now Laurie's going to come back pissed off because her daughter was murdered by Michael Myers. There is, I did hear a 4-year time jump.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of like into seeing how they're going to build up. Like I have a feeling, I was telling somebody at work the other day that I feel like they're going to have like almost like a Rambo montage where Laurie is training Allison to be ready for
Yeah.
Michael, you know what I mean? And getting her ready, because let's face it, Allison literally lost everybody in one night.
She lost her boyfriend. She lost her dad. She lost her mom.
Everybody.
She lost her
Everybody
best
she
friend.
cared.
Don't forget her
Her
best
best
friend.
friend,
Her boyfriend got
yes.
killed in Halloween.
Yes.
Both her
2018.
best friends.
Yes, both her best friends. She literally lost everything. Everything except for her grandmother.
I hope they kind of hope they bring her back as a crazy asshole.
Oh, they probably will. I think, like I said, I think they're gonna start ends with like I said, like this montage of Laurie getting her ready, because them knowing Michael Myers is out there.
And you know
So
they're
they're
going to do
preparing.
a montage of if they're going to get out, if she's going to get Allison ready, they're going to do flashbacks of when she was
Yes.
preparing Karen.
Yes.
It's going to
Yep.
be that nice moment of the
Mhm.
grandmother is bonding with the granddaughter, just like
Yep.
how the mother was bonding with the daughter at the same time.
Yep. Absolutely. And that's exactly what they're getting ready to do. And I'm excited for it. Like, I want to see how this story ends. Fingers crossed they end it with both of them going out in a blaze of glory.
I'm
You
hoping.
know what I'm saying? I'm hoping that that'd be the perfect way to end the story. Not just for a story, but like that would be the perfect like goodbye to the fans. You know what I'm saying? If you end it that way. You know, am I ready to see Michael Myers as like a character end? Like, no, but I know that this story's got to wrap up.
Yeah.
And then
One thing
maybe
that I hope that
sooner
they
or
don't
later we'll
do,
get something
I
different.
really hope that they don't unmask him. I don't want to see his face.
Oh, like they did in Rob Zombie's Part 2,
Yeah,
look
I
like
don't want to see
bearded
his
hillbilly.
face. He is evil. I don't need to see a face to know evil.
Yeah.
He is evil.
And even
I
yeah.
definitely don't want Michael to talk for sure. I don't want him saying die. So
Yeah, doy! Like
I don't want him saying anything. I for sure don't want that. It's like for ends, like it's gonna be one of those things that I have to start mentally preparing for because I love this character. I love
I know.
itself.
Yep.
It's just
It's gonna be rough.
They're gonna continue on the Halloween franchise after this one's done. And the one thing I know it's gonna happen, they're gonna make Laurie and Michael related again. And I'm like, that's the one thing I'm hoping David Gordon Green and Jason Blum can agree on, that for Halloween Ends, they don't make them related. Because then you just ruin the aspect of 2018s and kills.
Yeah.
I don't want that happening. I want them to no, you guys are set off. They're not related. Simple as that.
Yeah.
But with the 4-year gap, a lot of people were even saying, like, I would love to see, Halloween night where there's a little bit of snow in there. And then I was like, oh, well, that only happens in Canada. I should know.
That's funny. Yeah. But no, I feel you, man. Like, I hope they stay away from that whole related thing, but I'm super excited. But like, I'm in the same boat as you are. It's going to be a bittersweet moment. Love the character, love the franchise, and like knowing that all good things got to come to an end. Even though he said he wanted to do like 10 more sequels, I wish, what I mean, but maybe they'll give us something, you know what I'm saying? Maybe we might get lucky and it's something where they leave it open, even though they ended it, maybe they leave it open for another one.
Well,
who knows?
It's a far stretch for me to even suggest it, but I would love to hear that, like, at the end of Ends, Michael, like, it's the horror fan, the slasher fan coming out where Michael isn't killed, he's not defeated, and then all of a sudden it sets up like Laurie meets up with Tommy Jarvis and Nancy Thompson, and it's like, oh my God, they're gonna do a slasher verse.
Yeah.
God. And then you finally have that movie where Freddy and Jason and Michael are in the same movie with like Leatherface and Chucky, but I know it's never gonna happen.
No, but that would be epic. That would be epic as shit. Like, hell yeah, dude. Like, but like I said, we got a year to wait.
We want to book you right now. Halloween Ends. We have another conversation.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Absolutely. For sure. Absolutely. Yep. So, but guys, I think this is a good stopping point. I mean, we got everything that we really dove in and got real technical with Halloween Kills, man. I think we had an awesome conversation. Thank you, Stephen, for coming on and just talking Halloween with us, and it was a blast. I know we kind of like went off topic with other Halloweens, but that's the beauty of talking about these movies is you can always go back and talk about other movies in this universe and have a good time with it while you're still talking. So anything you want to say to the beautiful horror horde out there while you're on?
Yeah, for sure. I'm so glad and appreciative that you guys messaged me and called me up and let me know that you guys wanted me a part of this. Like I said, this is my first podcast to ever be a part of. I had such a blast tonight to do this. This is something that I'd love to continue to do on
Absolutely.
and on.
You're welcome anytime.
Anytime, brother. You want to come back on and just talk anything, you let us know. And we got
you know what? Horror Gamer.
One, and I was like, God damn, I would love to have talked about that one. Oh. God. But for all the fans who support you guys, I appreciate you guys listening to what my thoughts are on the movie. I mean, like some people might think, oh, he's a pro Halloween fan. It's like, dude, I can actually admit when a Halloween movie's bad. Mm-hmm. I'm not that pro, but I appreciate everyone listening. So, hopefully you guys haven't gotten enough. And we're like, well, I wonder what this guy thinks of other movies. I'm like, well, we'll have to see.
Horror Gamer, Steven has never seen Hell House LLC.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I've never seen it.
Bro, you gotta check that shit out. That's
We
on
cannot
Amazon, dude.
wait for you to see it
Yeah.
and tell us what you
Oh,
think of it.
absolutely. We would love to have a conversation with you on that late sometime
Oh, for
if you're
sure.
down.
Well, there's
Definitely
a lot
check
of
that out.
seen. Like I know I got ripped apart a lot by a lot of people when they heard that I've never seen Killer Clowns from Outer Space, and like, what? I'm like, sorry, I just
That's
never did.
listen, that's a pretty decent one too. I ain't gonna rip you up for
No.
it because that's one of those ones where it's like it's good. I enjoy it, but it's of acquired taste because it's
No,
really
don't be
80s
ashamed,
cheese.
Steven. Wear it proud. They're fucking Muppets.
It is
Fuck 'em
very 80s cheese. It's
Fuck a
very
Muppet.
80s cheese.
Every day, all day, fuck Muppets. I'm done with that.
Yeah.
But you said about you hope that the horror checks you out. Where can they find you to hear your awesome like reviews and stuff, man?
Well, they can check me out on my YouTube channel at the Ginger Snaps Hears. Currently, right now, I am doing a month of Horrorween. I'm pretty much far behind on it, whatnot. But if you guys do check that out, be ready for a special video that I'm doing, which is a fan-made film. I'd like to throw that right now, if that's okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So the fan-made film, I was just goofing around with my daughter one day, and she wanted me to videotape her playing tag, fully dressed up as Michael Myers, and it gave me this idea to do a fan parody movie, and it's almost done. I'm just doing the editing process of it, and it's called The Night He Babysat, a Halloween parody.
That's hilarious. I cannot wait for that.
A little girl. And I have my daughter doing the whole thing, and I have some help with friends, my brother, and everything. And it's one of these things where I'm just kind of sitting there like, I hope this is one of those parody movies or fan-made films that people can appreciate. And I'm nervous as hell, but I'm dropping the video on the 29th, just in time for Halloween, and hopefully I can catch you guys there to watch it.
Absolutely.
That's all I got right now.
I'm telling you what, man, I'm looking forward to that. That sounds like a good time, man. And don't be nervous as hell, brother. You drop some good content. So I almost know 100% this movie's gonna kick ass.
Well,
so
thank you.
I'm definitely
Steven,
ready
you
for
are
that,
awesome.
man. You are, brother. You are cool as hell. It was awesome having you on the pod. Like we said, you ever want to come back on again, please feel free. We would love to have you on. It was a fun time, Yeah, if you ever want to come back on, man, just hit us up. You know where to reach us.
For sure. Whatever you guys want to talk about when it comes to anything for horror or whatnot, I would love to be a part of it too.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Awesome.
Hey,
Gabs. I have a special message to the listeners right now.
Mm-hmm.
If you're a patron in our $5 or $15 tier, you not only get early access to audio, but you also get the video of tonight. And I'm telling you right now, I have been staring at Steven's room this entire time.
Gosh.
You guys this. I mean, these Michael Myers masks are absolutely museum quality. They're amazing.
Yeah, I wanted to say something.
I'm like peeking and looking and seeing what I can see behind you, and everything is it's so cool. And I'm telling you guys, we talked about Michael Myers at Monster Mania Con. These masks are as good, if not better, than Michael Myers at Monster Mania Con, which we actually posted video of Michael Myers walking around MonsterCon, and these masks are to die for.
Yeah, they are, guys. Like, I wanted to say something to Steve, but I was like, no, I'm not going to. But now that you brought it up, I have no choice, dude.
You have to.
Those are awesome fucking masks, man. Your whole setup is just epic as shit, dude. Like, straight up.
Oh yeah, I got my
DVDs loving
here,
it.
and I got my VHSs here, and then,
the VHSs, man. Oh god.
Like here, I'll grab my 2018 here real quick, just so I can show you guys.
Look
And
at
now
the
I didn't go
detail.
to any professional. I just repainted it myself.
Oh man.
Wow.
And
I'm
like it's just it was a pain in the ass to do it because I had to watch so many videos. And I'll grab the kills one real quick.
oh, look at that one.
Look at
These
that.
were just
Holy cow.
unbelievable to do. Like this one was probably the hardest
Oh
mask I've
my
ever had.
gosh. That is amazing, dude.
That's
That is so cool.
awesome.
Like I'm thinking about tapping into the mask collecting market. I was talking to my girlfriend about it. She's like, "You better not," because I showed you some of the, I showed her some of the prices and shit. She's like, "You better not." I'm like, "Okay, I won't. I'm going to." And now seeing your mask and stuff, I have to.
Steven, you're
I
an
have to.
artist.
It's so
They're
cool.
amazing.
You are, man.
Like it's like I mean my friends gave me a lot of flack a lot half the time. We're like, why are you buying so many masks? I'm like, dude, I'm a fucking horror nut.
Yeah, man. That's
Like, especially if like with Halloween. I mean, like, how many different masks are there?
oh my gosh, I know. Oh, there's so many. And I just, like I said, that's just one market I didn't tap into yet as a horror fanatic was masks because you can drop $70 on a mask, like nothing. My first mask I actually bought at Horror Mania Con or Monster Mania Con, and it was Nemesis from Resident Evil 3.
Oh,
And
nice.
yeah, and ever since I bought that one, I'm like, I kind of want to get into buying masks,
Yeah.
But like I said, I gotta sweet talk the whole lady and before I go ahead and do that, or she'll end up Michael Myers my ass. I get a package of a fucking mask coming to the front door. She's gonna be like, I'm about to whip somebody's ass.
Yes.
I mean, like, I'm also a wrestling fan, so when I buy the replica belts, it's like, well, I don't know, $70 for a mask or $500 for a belt. It's like,
Oof.
god damn.
Oh yeah, no. If let me tell you something. If a $500 belt replica showed up to my front door, you'd be hearing the Michael Myers theme song, and my girlfriend be standing at the top of the steps like he wasn't kills, bro. I'd be like, I swear to God, it's not mine. But no, man. But like I said again, man, thank you for coming on. We really do appreciate it, Gabs. For one more time, let's run it back. Let's let these beautiful horror people know where they can find Horror Haven LLC.
Go to slasher.tv, download the app, find Horror Haven LLC, or -m.myers _ 1978. You should probably find both of us. We're all
Yeah.
really cool. You'll want to see
Yeah.
everything that all of us have to say. You can find us on Instagram at Horror Haven LLC, on Twitter at Horror LLC. Email us directly at horrorhavenllc@gmail.com. Join our Patreon. Watch this video, get early access, get your birthday episode, choose an episode, whatever you want. It's up to you. Get that private viewing movie night. Show us what you've got. Tell us what's great and see if it's something we haven't seen before. We're always happy to be surprised, and it takes a lot to surprise us. So if you can do it, that's pretty cool. Go to YouTube and subscribe to the Ginger Snaps here. That is our good friend Steven. He is awesome. You know this because you just listened to us talk for almost 2 hours. He's amazing. Go to Facebook, find Stephen Harold. And of course, find him on Slasher. I'm going to give you that name one more time on Slasher. It's -m.myers _ 1978. Stephen, you are amazing. Thank you so much. And everybody, please don't forget, next week is our season finale when we talk to I'm Gonna Die. Stephen Cognetti, the writer, director, and Joe Bandelli, the producer of the Hell House LLC trilogy. Let's not forget, whose favorite movies? Hello.
Oh, yeah. You'll find out too how much she loves this
my God.
movie.
So many
You're
tears.
100%.
Everybody, it was so, I mean, nobody noticed when we were recording. I was crying
yeah,
at
they
the end.
full.
I held it together at the end. But Stephen, a little known fact about me that everybody else knows. I guess it's not little known. I cry at everything.
Literally.
And Horror Gamer got the worst of me after we were done talking to Stephen and Joe. I was
It's all right though.
hysterical.
Listen, you know what? You got to meet your heroes, so
Greatest day of my
it's to
life.
be expected. It's to
Greatest
be
day of my life.
expected.
And I think it was up there pretty high with Horror Gamer's days of his lives too, because I mean, that was just, I mean, are you kidding me?
It was fun. It was absolutely 100%. It's fun to have people like that on and pick their brains about, their baby, it was their baby, and it was fun to have them on, but we're not going to get too much into it now.
No,
We're just like
no,
she
no
said,
spoilers,
tune
no
in.
previews, you guys. Listen
No,
next week. You
next
will die.
week.
If you love these
It,
movies,
yep,
you're gonna love them even more after you hear our
yep,
chat with Stephen and Joe.
absolutely,
And then that was
absolutely.
Stephen Cognetti and Joe. Stephen
Yep.
Harold, thank you again so much for coming and hanging out with us. I had fun. How about you, Horror Gamer?
Oh, I had a blast. It was so, I love getting together with just good people and talking horror. That's my favorite thing in the world to do. And like Gab said, don't forget to go there and check us all out on all our socials. And don't forget to rate, review, and subscribe. And Steve, I honestly think that now, you've become Gabby's best friend.
I feel it too. I know she talks about the horror
Stephen,
LLC.
you're my best friend.
Check this out.
You're her best friend. Like,
I'm obsessed
welcome
with
to
you and
the
her
best
best
friend club.
friends. That's how it works.
Yeah, that's how it works. That's how it works. But all right, guys. Again, Steve, thank you for coming on. It's been a pleasure, buddy. I had so much fun. Gabs, it's always a pleasure. Yep. Yep. Gabs, it's always a pleasure. You know that. And until next time, guys, this is your boy Horror Gamer
And Gabby.
saying, as always, don't fear the darkness.
Embrace it. We love you. See you next
Love
week.
you guys.
Bye.